People outside. You gotta wait. Oh, that's the Bagleys. Everybody turn and say hi to the Bagleys. Welcome. There are only some people I can do that to. All right, I think we're going to officially get started. I want to welcome each of you to Lakeland Scout Troop 437's. It's our 11th Eagle Scout Court of Honor. It would have been the 12th if we had the one planned for this time last year, but COVID struck. And so now we have 4 more Eagles at our Eagle Court of Honor. I want to introduce some guests here today. First of all, we have the Honorable Sasquatch over here. Charlie Morris. Oh, he has a name besides that. Charlie Morris, who is retired from our scouting program now that he's so old. But he was involved with most of these guys through their years, and so he has some insights on their behavior through the years that he will be sharing with us at some point later. Our committee chairman, Jeff Dawson, is here, and he's going to be part of that. I'm Hurley Mahan, I'm the scoutmaster. We have other people here, but I'm not going to introduce all of our scout leaders because some of them are sitting there with their scouts. They're Eagle Scouts. But we have Dr. Gary Groff is here, and I don't know what your current position is in scouting, but was the past Lone Bear District Committee Chairman. I don't know. He's probably doing something, but I don't know what he is right now. We have another Scoutmaster here, Darren Henderson, Scoutmaster of Troop, I don't know the troop number, Warsaw, 34. And it was in the 30s. So we welcome you as well. We want to thank the church for allowing us to have this Eagle Court of Honor in their building. The Lowry City Methodist Church has sponsored us from the beginning of our troop, and then it folded not too long ago. And so we're without a place, a sponsor, and we're looking at that. But we have had 9 Eagle Courts of Honor at their church, 1 at the Valley Center United Church of Christ, and now 1 here. Little bits of history for you all to remember in case there's a test at some point. We need to recognize all who are or were Boy Scouts. You have to stand up. All who are or were at some point in your life. And then all who have previously been presented with their Eagle Scout Award need to stand. I do need to make an announcement. Oh, that was weak. Okay. There's a little thing we do when the word announcement is used, but they're too courteous or scared, one of those two, to do anything about it. We do want to thank the Hinkles for recording this. It was intended for it to be live streamed, but now we have found we don't have good enough internet connection to do that, right? That's still the case. And so it's going to be recorded and put on our Scout Troop 437 Facebook page. So if there are any family members that intended to be watching and are saying they can't, we get some text from them. It will be put on there and they'll be able to watch it later. And you can watch it over and over and over. So watch what you say there, Sasquatch. Okay. By authority vested in me as a representative of the Heart of America Council and the National Office of the Boy Scouts of America, I declare this Court of Honor duly convened. In all the world, there is no more recognizable title, and none is used with more pride than that of Eagle Scout. Yet it is achieved with the most humble beginnings. An 11-year-old who wants to have fun. He excels because he has dared to be the best. His friends may leave the troop for other interests, but he carries on with a zest that brings a smile to the most cynical. After all the water and sand have been panned, there lying in the sun are the glittering bits of gold that make it all worthwhile, the Eagle Scout. They begin as boys, but they become young men, imbued with the strength of purpose, duty, and accomplishment that will carry them to dizzying heights. Now, we're doing something a little bit different on this one. We're not going to have the formal processional, so we are going to have the reading of the citations. So we're going to start with Billy Sherlin. So Billy gets to come up and stand and face you.
So, William Schuyler Sherlin was born January 25th, 2002 in Scottsboro, Alabama, and is the son of Teresa Muller, being guided by Mike and Valerie Muller. Billy is a senior at Lakeland High School, where he is a native in track and archery, and was the school mascot for 2 years. His hobbies include hiking, swimming, and enjoying the outdoors. Billy is a member of the Lowry City Volunteer Fire Department as a cadet. Billy joined Troop 437 March 14, 2017 as the 316th Scout of the troop. He was already 15 years old when he joined Scouts. He had always wanted to be a Scout, but never had the opportunity until coming to Lowry City. Billy has served his troop by holding the position of patrol leader, assistant patrol leader, as well as being the senior patrol leader 5 times. Billy has attended the H. Royal Bartle Scout Reservation 3 years and was the strongest camper in 2017, 2018, and 2019. He has earned 23 merit badges. Billy has earned a 50-miler award, Kua Long Trail, and has participated in 3 high adventure trips: canoeing the Boundary Waters area on the Canadian border of the week of 2017, the Winter Park, Colorado ski trip in 2018, and the canoe trip on the Current River for the week of 2019. Billy is a warrior in the tribe of Mickasay, with the additional responsibilities of tom-tom beater. Billy's Eagle Scout project was to paint the Lowry City fire hydrants. Scout Troop 437 takes pleasure in awarding William Schuyler Sherlin with his Eagle Scout rank. Noah Andrew Murray was born July 15, 2002 in Clinton, Missouri. He's the son of Alan and Karen Murray and the late Dakota Walters. Noah graduated from Lakeland High School in 2020, where he was active in NHS and FFA. He is currently attending State Technical College of Missouri, majoring in precision machining. Noah's hobbies include pulling tractors, hunting, and fishing. He enjoys farming on the family farm. Noah is a member of the Missouri State Tractor Pullers Association and attends the Pleasant Valley Baptist Church. Noah joined Cub Scout Pack 437 on September 9, 2010, and went through the branches of the Cub Scout, attending Weeblo's camp at Camp Nash in 2011 and 2012. He earned the Arrow of Light Award and graduated into Boy Scout Troop 437 on February 18, 2013 as Scout number 283. He has remained active in this troop since that time. Noah served his troop by holding the position of patrol leader 5 times, assistant patrol leader 5 times, troop quartermaster 3 times, troop historian, assistant senior patrol leader 3 times, and senior patrol leader. Noah's attended summer camp at the H. Royal Bartle Scout Reservation for 8 years. He earned the Strongest Camper Award in his first year of 2013. He has completed 53 merit badges, Wood Conservation Award, and the God and Church Award. Noah has earned a 50-miler award, Kua Long Trail, and has participated in 3 high adventure trips, canoeing the Boundary Waters along the Canadian border for a week in 2017, Winter Park ski trip in 2018, and in 2020. Noah is a runner in the tribe of Mickasay, runner son of Red Steel Horse. Noah's Eagle Scout Service project was to paint the Osceola parking lot. Boy Scout Troop 437 takes special pleasure in awarding Noah Andrew Murray with his Eagle Scout rank with 2 bronze, 2 gold, and 1 silver palm. John Clayton Neuenschwander was born September 9th, 2004 in Clinton, Missouri, and is the son of Jim and Stephanie Neuenschwander. John's a sophomore at Lakeland High School, where he is active in baseball and FFA. His hobbies include hunting, fishing, trap shooting, cooking, swimming, and camping. He enjoys being voluntold. John is an active member of the Valley Center United Church of Christ. John joined Cub Scout Pack 437 on September 6, 2012, and went through the branches of Cub Scouting, attending Weeblos Camp at Camp Nash 2014 and 2015. He earned the Arrow of Light and graduated into Boy Scout Troop 437 in February of 2016, at which time he was presented with his Oscar for being King of Good Deeds. He was the 300th Scout to join Troop 437. He has remained active in this troop ever since. John has served his troop by holding the positions of patrol leader 3 times, assistant patrol leader, assistant troop scribe, and troop historian. John has attended summer camp at H.O. Barrow Scout Reservation 5 years. He has completed 37 merit badges and the God and Church Award. John has earned the 50-miler award, Cool of the Long Trail, and has participated in high adventure troop canoeing the current river for a week. John is a warrior in the tribe of Mickasay, warrior Keen Raccoon. John's Eagle Scout service project was to perform renovations at his church. Scout Troop 437 takes special pleasure in awarding John Clayton Neuenschwander with his Eagle rank with 1 bronze palm, 1 gold palm, and 1 silver palm. Colby Lee Gregory was born September the 18th, 2005. He is the son of Robert and Kim Gregory of Deepwater, Missouri. Colby is a freshman at Lakeland High School, where he participates in track, FFA, and films Lakeland basketball games. Colby started scouting as a Tiger Cub in Pack 437 on May the 4th, 2013, and continued through the ranks of Cub Scouting, earning the highest ranks in Cub Scouts, the Arrow of Light. Colby graduated into Scout Troop 437 February 21st, 2017. When he joined the Scout Troop, it was his goal to earn his Eagle Scout rank before he had a driver's license and got to the age of getting a job. In these endeavors, he succeeded. Colby has served his troop by holding the positions of Den Chief for 3 years, Chaplain's Aide 1 term, Assistant Quartermaster 1 term, Assistant Patrol Leader 2 terms, Patrol Leader 2 terms, and currently Assistant Senior Patrol Leader. Colby participated in the last high adventure trip skiing in Winter Park, Colorado, and he has a high attendance rate at the troop's monthly campouts. Colby has attended summer camp for 4 years and is a brave in the tribe of Mickasay. He earned the Best Tent Award in 2020 and the Strongest Camper Award in 2019. He captained the cardboard boat that took first place at camp in 2019. He has earned the God and Life Award in the God and Country program. His Eagle project was to clean up the Mount Zion Cemetery, including cutting trees, brush, and hauling them away. Scout Troop 437 takes special pleasure in awarding Colby Lee Gregory with his Eagle Scout rank with 1 bronze palm and 1 gold palm. Dakota Greenwell was born June 20th, 2006 in Clinton, Missouri, to Eric and Jennifer Greenwell. Dakota is currently a freshman at Lakeland High School, where he is active in FFA and 4-H shooting sports. His hobbies include fishing, hunting, gaming, and riding 4-wheelers and dirt bikes. Dakota joined the Cub Scout Pack 437 in August of 2012 and went through the branches of Cub Scouting, attending day camp and then Weeblos Camp at Camp Nash in 2015 and 2016. He earned the Arrow of Light and graduated into the Boy Scout Troop 437 on February 2017 as the 314th Scout to join Troop 437. And he has remained active in this troop ever since. Dakota has served his troop by holding the positions of patrol leader twice, assistant patrol leader, troop scribe, troop historian, and den chief for 2 years. Dakota has attended summer camp at H. Row Bartle Scout Reservation for 4 years. He is a brave in the tribe of Mickasay, brave son of Eagle-Eyed Archer. He has completed 35 merit badges and the God in Life Award. He has participated in the High Adventure ski trip to Winter Park, Colorado in 2020. For his Eagle Scout project, Dakota worked with other members of his scout troop and Foster Brothers Construction to reconstruct the shelter house at the Deepwater boat ramp after it was damaged during the flooding in 2019. Scout Troop 437 takes great pleasure in awarding Dakota Greenwell with his Eagle Scout rank with 1 bronze palm and 1 gold palm. Alexander G. Ashley has consistently overcome the odds, even before birth, having been diagnosed with congenital CVA, which gave him a 98% chance of death prior to birth. Upon birth, he was given a 98% chance of being non-functional. He now stands before you today as one of only 2% of eligible youth to earn the rank of Eagle Scout. He is actively working on his 2nd bronze palm. Alex was born December 12, 2004, to Benjamin J.T. and Cassandra Ashley. While Alex was 2 years old, his father, Ben, was killed in action in Iraq while stationed there with the United States Army. Ben was an Eagle Scout and a tribesman in Mickasay, as is Ben's father, Kenny. At the age of 3, Devin White became Alex's stepdad. Devin, as well as an Eagle Scout and a tribesman in Mickasay. Alex's mother is a tribesman in Mickasay. Alex earned Cub Scouting's highest rank, Arrow of Light, in 2015 and crossed over to Scout Troop 437. Alex has been there in the troop with high attendance record ever since. He served as den chief for the Cub Scout Pack 437 for 5 years, including attending Cub Scout Day Camp as den chief during that time. He currently serves his troop as Junior Assistant Scoutmaster. He is a warrior in the tribe of Mickasay and has attained both God and Church and God and Life awards. He earned the 50 Miler Award in 2019 by participating in a week-long canoe trip on the Current River. Alex has earned 37 merit badges so far, including all the merit badges offered at Bartle Scout Camp's Aquatic Center, Handicraft Lodge, and Nature Lodge. Alex is a sophomore at the Osceola High School, where he's known for his friendliness. He consistently encourages his 2 younger brothers along their own scouting trail. Scout Troop 437, with great pleasure, awards Alex G. Ashley with his Eagle Scout rank with 1 bronze palm, 1 gold palm, and 1 silver palm. Rayden Worthington was born June 22, 2004 at the Golden Valley Memorial Hospital in Clinton, Missouri. Rayden is a junior at Clinton High School, where he participates in band as a percussionist. Rayden started Scouts as a Webelos in Troop 225. He earned his Arrow of Light 2 years later and moved forward in that troop at the Scout rank. When Rayden joined the troop, he set the goal of achieving Eagle Scout before he turned 18 years old. He achieved that goal with 2 years to spare. Rayden has served his troop in positions such as den chief for 3 years, assistant patrol leader for 2 years. He is currently assistant patrol leader for his patrol today. Rayden has attended Bartle Scout Camp for 5 years and has been to Camp Nash for 3 years, once as a Webelos and twice as a den chief. Rayden has achieved warrior in the tribe of Mickasay. Rayden's Eagle Scout project was to fix and replace flagpoles and brackets on the square in Osceola, Missouri. Rayden plans to use his experience in scouting to further his career paths, motivate and help younger scouts, and even help future generations follow the path that he has followed. Scout Troop 437 with great pleasure awards Rayden Worthington with his Eagle Scout rank with 1 bronze palm, 1 gold palm, and 1 silver palm.
Now I would ask the Boys Troop Senior Patrol Leader Tim Sherlin to come forward for the flag ceremony.
Can you all please stand up if you can? Join me in pledging. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now, if we'll all bow our heads for prayer. Our Heavenly Father, we ask you to bless this court of honor this day. We ask you to continue to guide and strengthen each of our scouts. Lead them along the path of righteousness. In a world of darkness, here today, let me start over. The young men we honor here today, if you will continue to shine upon them and have them shine your light, continuing to be a beacon for the world, setting an example for others throughout their lives. In your name we pray. Amen. And now, Timothy, you get to come back up with your cards. It's time for the trail to Eagle.
The Trail of the Eagle. This is the voice of the eagle, the eagles whose height you may have struggled hard to reach. We remember well when you first come to the base of the cliff and how you looked up with ambition and determination. There were others with you at that time, but their determination was weak. Their perseverance was not as strong as yours. Look back for a moment. Look back over the cliff you climbed. Look back at the experiences you have encountered in your ascent. These experiences should not be forgotten. You should profit by them. Cherish the valuable ones. Make sure that the adverse ones do not occur again. Experience is a valuable teacher if you will only heed its teachings. We remember when you took your first steps upon the trail that leads you upward. With the first step, you kindled the spirit of scouting in your heart. Our new scout will light his candle, emblematic of the spirit of scouting that has guided yourself physically, mentally, and morally. You started living the scout oath and law. All the while you were on the trail, we watched you study and we saw you learn by doing. At first, your brother scouts called you a tenderfoot, and they were right. You were indeed a tenderfoot, but not for long. For soon you reached the first ledge, and there you were greeted by a large group of second-class scouts. Some of them had been there for a long time and were content with their achievements. Others, like yourselves, were stopping to catch their breath before continuing along that trail. You began to study more. You worked harder. And almost before you knew it, you came to another ledge. The ledge where the first-class scouts dwell. And then, even though the requirements stiffened a bit, you were determined not to be lulled to sleep by a false sense of achievement. which many of your brother scouts had given into. You have interpreted correctly that the first class rank means to you as a scout. That is, the solid foundation to continue onward up the trail of the Eagle. We remember your progress when you become a Star Scout. You found the trail from first class had been an optical illusion, not as difficult as it seemed. This spurred you on, and again you left many of your fellow scouts that you may climb still further. Now the trail was steeper. Now it was less worn. Fewer scouts seemed to be headed in your direction. You looked back and saw the crowds below you. You looked up and saw the few above you. And with the same determination with which you started your climb, you continued up the trail. Soon it was the badge of the Life Scout. The heart badge was placed on your uniform. You will never forget the thought in your heart. It was the same that has been experienced by most scouts reaching the ledge of life. Now I am close to Eagle. I will carry on. The trail became tougher, but more interesting. You stuck with the original simple principles, the scout oath and law, but now they had fuller meaning. Your understanding of them was greater. Yes, we have watched your character unfold and become more manly. We have watched your leadership and ability expand into a valuable asset. We have watched your mind develop and your wisdom increase. Today, you will receive the coveted Eagle Badge that you have worked so hard to achieve. The trail has been long and often steep. You have been discouraged, frustrated, saddened, but happiness fills your heart today. Only a few scouts are present at the top of the climb, but each wears his Eagle Badge proudly, recognizing his responsibility to his country, to God, to others, and to himself. Eagle Scouts, hold your head high, keep your eyes on the horizon, and be proud to be an Eagle.
As Scoutmaster, and I know in some Scout troops you have Scoutmasters that might last a year or two, but I seem to be hanging on, so you have to put up with me. And as a result, I've known these Scouts through all of their scouting days, except Rayden that went through Pack 225 and then Troop 225 in Clinton. But the others of you I've known all the time. And so this is my opportunity to say a few words. Now, I'm not going to embarrass you. That's Charlie's job. He's got the good stuff, the real stories. But I like to sit down and think about each of the scouts when you're getting Eagles, your Eagle rank, and just remember, ponder some of the things. What is it that's special about each one of you, because you are each special in your own ways. So I used to come up with different points of the scout law, and we talk about those and how you fit in, but that's more of a speech, so again, Charlie's going to do some of that stuff. I just wanted to say some things about each one. So Billy is our first victim today, so, since you got yours first. He came late to scouting, but fit right in. And right away, he was elected to Assistant Senior Patrol Leader. He didn't know what to do, but it's assistant, right? So not a big deal. The Senior Patrol Leader almost immediately stopped coming to the meetings, meaning that the assistant moved up and became the Senior Patrol Leader as a fairly new scout. But he accepted that role. He didn't have the foundation for it, but he buckled down, he toughed it out. He made a good senior patrol leader, and then he kind of stayed around in that job for 5 consecutive times. I'm not sure if that's a record now, or Sam beat that, or Tim's working on it, but it's a long time in a troop to have one person be the senior patrol leader. He's got a good balance of the qualities of leadership. And then he's also a workhorse. How much weight can he carry at one time? He's shown that off at various times with what he carries. It's like, oh my God, you're carrying that. He's kind of an ox. But he doesn't shirk from the work as well. Now, a lot of this stuff can be true for the other scouts too, so I just want to kind of pick up on a few things. Billy, particularly, is known as the ox, because of his ability to carry a lot. But there's also a kindness that all of the scout members could go to him, and he would deal with them and their individual needs. Noah Murray, affectionately known as Ner. So, we got to get that on record now. We've got it on this. It'll be on the website. He's been around the longest in scouting of any of the scouts here today because he joined in 2010. He was a small kid. He doesn't remember being small, but I remember. And he grew into the strong young man that you see today. He's a country boy through and through. Thank God I'm a country boy. You want to sing? No, he's not a singer. Okay. Some are, he's not. Quiet, not one to push to the front, doesn't desire the spotlight, but he's another workhorse. Can't forget to mention his sleeveless shirts, because any shirt that you would give him, even if it's a short sleeve, he's going to make them into a shirt sleeve. None at all. That's one of his little things. I don't know that he has any shirts that have a sleeve at all. Oh, his scout uniform does. Colby Lee Gregory, Kirby, because we had two Colbys, so we had to find a way to call him something else. So he's Kirby. If you hear me talk about a Kirby, he's another country boy through and through, who not afraid of hard work, doesn't shirk his tasks, loves tractors. Captain of our winning cardboard boat race at Scout Camp. Quiet. One of the few to earn the chest belt loop in Cub Scouts. I checked my ancient records to find that. It's like, I didn't even remember that because there's so few who earn that. We wear a lot of chest merit badges in the Scout troop, but in Cub Scouts, not so much. King of Fitness. The night he came into the Scout troop, he was presented with an Oscar as King of Fitness. He's always been fit, but he's got his Oscar somewhere. I don't know that you still have that little trophy that he presented you that night. All right, I'm trying to skip somebody here. Dakota, you must be stuck. There you are, Dakota Greenwell. King of Kindness. You also got that trophy that night you came into the Scout troop from the Cub Scout pack. Our theme was Oscar night, and so he got a little statuette and a miniature Oscar for that. Do you still have that? You do. Dakota is always an individual scout that has a smile on his face, and it's not just an act. He is a happy, internally happy person. He takes what comes and just goes with it. He doesn't get perturbed. Now, I'm not around you at home to know what your brothers might do, but at least in the Scout troop, he's very kind, friendly, always thinking about the feelings of others, and cheerful. Alex. He received the same night, the Oscar night. I don't know if he remembers this, Alex. The Spirit of Scouting Award was what you got that night. A little Oscar statue for that. He's friendly. He's rarely seen without a smile. He's very happy to help the younger and the weaker. Something in Mickasay that's a big deal. But he has a special penchant for working with the younger and weaker. And he exemplifies that part of my favorite extra point of the Scout law. A Scout is tough. The 13th unofficial point of the Scout law. See, Devin, I knew I could get that in here. Devin hates it when I do that. But tough. Tough. And I think we have to recognize the tough things that Alex has had to overcome in his life thus far, and he has excelled in spite of those challenges that have been there from his birth and still exist. Sometimes you hear me yelling at him, but I'm not really yelling at him. It's because he has hearing difficulties. So people who don't know think I'm yelling at him, but I just want to make sure he can hear what I'm saying, and so the tone has to be louder for that. And Rayden. Now, Rayden Worthington hasn't been with us that long. He transferred in 2019. But the one thing, there, oh, you've lost me. Charlie, I don't, oh, am I back? I'm back? Okay, I don't know. We get to go forward. So, Rayden is also one of those individuals that's quiet. I don't know what you're like at home, but around me, you're awfully quiet, kind, friendly. You know, he's one of the kids that's easy to overlook because it's like, oh, there's Rayden, because he's not making any difficulty anywhere for anything that you're doing, and he's always willing to help. All of these scouts exemplify the scout oath and the scout law. When the pressure is on and when the chips are down, these are young men that you can rely on, that I can rely on, that I have relied on. What did I do with John? John, you're in here. I know you're in here. Well, my sticky notes here. I look out there and it's like we can't forget John. John is the cook. Now, I don't know if he wants to be remembered as the cook, but I think your fellow scouts are always going to remember you as the cook, or the chef. We could call you the chef. Does that sound better? He was, however, known as, and received a trophy for this when he came into the scout troop, as King of Good Deeds, and it still holds. If you recall in the citation, hello. In the citation reading, he enjoys being voluntold. There's a lot to that, I know. He gets to do a lot of good turns anytime, inside of scouts, outside of scouts, and he takes it with a good heart, too. So even, we just had the Flower City cleanup yesterday, and he was there with that good turn. He knows how to work, he doesn't shy away from it, but he is famous for his gravy making skills. And, you know, scout troops, they talk about an army travels on its stomach. Scout troops travel on their stomachs, too. So the boys always love to have John around, especially if we're having real food and we have to make gravy from scratch, because he does know how to make excellent gravy from scratch. So he's the best cook in the troop. You know, that's a good thing. He's regular winner in the Dutch oven competitions. And lastly, he's got a great sense of humor. I think it comes in his genes. I think it runs in the Neuenschwander genes. Because I know there are a few others out there called Neuenschwanders that also have that humor. Okay, I think we're ready now. Charlie, old, magnificent, and grand Sasquatch, favor us with some words of wisdom. Whether it's wisdom or not. There is a button.
All right, well, you're going to learn real quick that I am not a public speaker. There are several of you and Mr. Neuenschwander, who are going to take great pleasure in my dislike of this. So you can stop laughing. But it's an honor for me to be here today with these guys. I mean, these are great kids. And I've gained as much from them as I have anybody I've ever been around in my life. I mean, when these guys come up, and over the years when Sam was in the scout troop, and all these younger guys were coming up, I was like, I want some other bunch of little ones I got to deal with, you know, but these are all great kids, and they all deserve to be here today. And the things that you've learned in your years as scouts, they're going to be with you for the rest of your life. You're going to use them tomorrow, and when you're a parent, and when you're a grandparent, they're always going to be with you. The stories of all the things that we've been through together. With that being said, Billy, the clumsy people. I don't really know 100% sure how that name came about, but I think it had to do with an axe and a canoe trip that went on through the boundary waters, where he was only with us for maybe a week or two before we drug him off to the wilderness with us. And within several hours, Billy was known as the clumsy beaver. And Billy's always dependable. He's always been dependable. Hopefully he always will be dependable. But he seemed to fit in, like Bruce said earlier, from the very beginning. And I just hope that in the future that everything works out the way you want it to be, because he's done a good job with these are the younger kids over here and stuff. Noah. I remember Noah was so small. He's grown up and he's got facial hair now. He's off to college. But Noah was always the one that was ready to get work, and whenever we had to work on the bus or do something greasy or dirty, we was out there at the farm in the shop doing it together. He was always dependable in that nature. Although Noah had a gift of looking at me in ways that let me know I was being dumb at the time. I remember on a canoe trip up the boundary waters when we were paddling across the lake, and the storm would come up on us, and it was just out of the blue, lightning and thunder and everything. So we headed to the shoreline, and we got up in some cedar trees, and it was just thundering and lightning and pouring down rain. And this guy here drags out a Ziploc bag of candies, and he's handing out candies. I guess it was a way of saying, we'll be okay. But Noah, the look on his face, he was just staring at me like, I don't know about you, what have you done to me? But we survived that one too. John Neuenschwander, here he is. He was always the first one to give me a hard time. I don't know where he got that from. But I do recall the first time he ever cooked gravy. He was on a ski trip. And this guy here says that John was cooking biscuits and gravy for us that next morning. I consider myself to be a connoisseur of biscuits and gravy. And I said, there's no way an 11-year-old kid is going to cook biscuits and gravy for me. Because I would probably never eat it again if he does. But much to my delight, he pulled it off. And we survived it, and it was very good. I never have told my, well, this is going to be on Facebook. I never have told my wife that it was actually a little better than hers. Sorry. But Colby Gregory, also known as Reverse to me, he, when he first come up from the Weeblos, he tended to do things just the opposite of what I thought we were going to do in the beginning, or how he was asked to do. So I coined him the name Reverse for a while. I'll probably get wore off by now. But Colby's always there. I mean, he's a good worker, always happy to be there, and like the rest of you guys, dependable. And I don't ever remember having any issues with him. I mean, he's just a good guy. That's all I can say about him. He came to me one time and said that he wanted to put a ramp at the front of the building, that yellow ramp, that he just thought we needed to have one there. So him and I got to steal him. I went out to Murray's farm and built a ramp to go there because that's what he thought needed to be done. That's just the kind of person that he is. I mean, thoughtful of other people and a good-natured person. Alex Ashton. I remember when Alex came to us and walked in the door the first time, I said to myself, what am I going to do with this fella? And nobody at first bothered to tell me that Alex had a hard time hearing. So I just thought he had a very, very, very selective hearing. But Alex has grown so much over the time that he's been in the troop. And you are probably one of the strongest people I've ever met, Alex. You've endured a lot, and I think that in time, all the things you've endured will make good in your life, okay? You're a very special person, okay? Don't forget that. Other than that, don't ever cook too much, okay? Because every time you ever stepped up to the stove to cook me breakfast or dinner, I was always a little scared. Seriously, it was always sketchy. Mr. Dakota Greenwell. Just a happy, happy, happy person. And if I was ever not happy, he was my man to go to make things right. And he's like one of the ones you can depend on too. When it comes time to replace the seats in the back of the bus and whatnot, he was under the bus with dirt falling in his face and happy to be there. Has a way of bringing joy wherever he's at, really. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. He speaks for himself in his presence. And as far as Rayden Worthington goes, I never had the pleasure of being around you too much. But later on, when it's over with, we'll make up some stories and a few lies, and it'll all be good. But the fact that you're here with these guys says a lot, because this is a very elite group of people that you've come along with. There's not many people out there running around the world that are doing what you guys have done, okay? And anytime that I'm around my son Sam and his buddies that he was in his troop with, or any Boy Scouts in general, they don't ever talk about the easy times on campouts where it was sunny, it was nice, and they got in their tent, took a nap in the middle of the day and relaxed. It was always the bug bites, the blisters, the cuts, the scrapes, the bumps, the burns, the burnt biscuits, the burnt pancakes. It's always those things that they talk about, because that's what really makes you stronger, is the tough times. And you're going to have tough times in the future coming up, but you're on a good start to deal with what comes at you because of what you guys have done in your career with the Boy Scouts. Because you'll never forget the things you learned, things that you've been through. And when you run across these guys on the street someday, you're going to have something to talk about. You always will. You'll never forget these times. Okay? And with that being said, I'd like to give you this thought. The book of Isaiah says, he gives strength to the weary, and increase the power of the weak. Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar with wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. With that being said, I'm proud of you guys. It's been an honor to know you guys and your families, and I hope you have nothing but the best in the future.
Now that wasn't too bad. Charlie did pretty good. He has a whole lot of other stories you can tell. And I have stories for him too, but we don't want to go there. Charlie's been a friend, a good one to be camping with, and we've enjoyed having him on our campouts, and we missed you, Charlie. You're welcome to come back anytime. I have now the honor to give the Eagle Scout charge on the occasion of their elevation to the highest rank of scouting. The Boy Scouts of all nations constitute one of the most wholesome and significant influences in the world's history. You have been counted worthy of this high rank in the Boy Scouts of America. Your position, as you well know, is one of honor and responsibility. You are marked men. As Eagle Scouts, you have assumed a solemn obligation to do your duty to God, to country, and to your fellow Scouts, and to humanity in general. This is a great undertaking. As you live up to your obligations, you bring honor to yourselves and to your brother Scouts. Your responsibility goes beyond your fellow Scouts. It extends to your country and your God. America has many good things to give you and to give your children after you. But these good things depend for the most part on the quality of her citizens. Our country has had a great past. You can help make the future still greater. I charge you to undertake your citizenship with solemn dedication. Be a leader, each one of you, but lead only toward the best. Lift up every task you do and every office you hold to the high level of service to God and to your fellow man. So live and serve that those who know you will be inspired to the finest living. We have too many who use their strength and their brains to exploit others and to gain selfish ends. I charge you to be among those who dedicate their hearts and hands to the common good. Build America on the solid foundations of clean living, honest work, unselfish citizenship, and reverence for God. Then whatever others may do, you will leave behind a record of which you may justly be proud. I charge you to enter this Eagle Scout brotherhood, holding without reservation the high ideals of honor and service. Repeat the Scout promise before your fellow members. You will become Eagle Scouts. Though the words you use are similar to those by which you joined Scouting, this afternoon they will mean more than they could have meant at any time in your past. When you pledge yourself on your sacred honor, you will be sealing your eternal loyalty to the code of the Eagle Scout with the words which closed the Declaration of Independence. I would now call the Eagle candidates forward. Face the audience. Eagle Scouts get a Scout's attention, Scout sign, and repeat after me. I reaffirm my allegiance.
I reaffirm my allegiance
to the 3 points of the Scout Oath.
to the 3 points of the Scout Oath.
I thoughtfully recognize
I thoughtfully recognize
and take upon myself
and take upon myself
the obligations and responsibilities
the obligations and responsibilities
of the rank of Eagle Scout.
of the rank of Eagle Scout.
On my honor,
On my honor,
I will do my best
I will do my best
to make my training an example,
to make my training an example.
my rank and my influence
My rank and my influence
count strongly for better scouting
count strongly for better scouting
and for better citizenship
and for better citizenship.
in my troop
In my troop
and in my community
and in my community
and in my contacts
and in my contacts
with other people.
with other people.
To this pledge,
To this pledge,
I give my sacred honor.
I give my sacred honor.
Two.
To
At this time, if you would escort your mothers to the stage. And now if you'll take 3 of the red petals, place them in the jar with all the petals of all our other Eagle Scouts, as well as all Scouts who have joined our troop. When you join our troop, you're given a a red rose to present to your mother, and you take 3 petals off. So everyone that has joined the troop has done this before, and then Eagle Scouts as well. So the jar is over there with you. Neckerchiefs. Oh, there's a story. Yeah. We did lots of good things though that day. Yeah, the jar of potpourri, as some thought it was, almost got tossed one day when my office was being cleaned by the Neuenschwanders. Emily, we haven't even mentioned you, and there's just something wrong in not mentioning you, because Emily has been at many of the things and has worked at many of the dinners and other things. I don't know if she was helping with that cleaning project, but you did so many things through the years, right along there too. So we want to recognize now the mothers of these Eagle Scouts. If you would, as a scout, turn and face your mother, get down on one knee, bow your head, and then if mothers, you would put your hand on top of their head, or this is a poem that was written by a lady that I recalled when she first joined Scouts, Carolyn Alexander, back when I was a young leader. And then she wrote a book of poems on Scouts. So this is one that she wrote, and it's always been meaningful to me, and sometimes mothers cry at these things when I read it, so we're still going to do that. She took the splinters from my thumb. She kissed away the hurt. She cleaned my knees and bandaged them when I fell in the dirt. She let me do the dishes when I thought the job was tough. Then she made me do the dishes when I thought I'd had enough. She let me keep the snake I found when I helped chop the wood. She laughed with me and talked with me and dared me to be good. School was fun. I got gold stars. She framed my crayon art. She loved the Valentine I made, a crooked, paste-filled heart. She told me I was clever, so I thought I really was. She helped me with my homework because she loved me, and because she seemed to know so many things, I thought that she was wise. She only hugged me when I'd ask, and not in front of guys. She always cooked good suppers. Sometimes she helped pull weeds. I guess I took for granted Mom was there to meet my needs. So that is why I didn't know the reason, I suppose, that when I started scouting, my troop had me give her that red rose. She drove our car filled up with scouts to campouts and the like. When we had service projects or rain canceled out our hike. She kept me up to date on all my merit badges too. She nagged me and she kept me in until each one was through. And now I understand the rose I gave her years ago is really like my mother, soft yet strong. And so, Mom, like the rose, has symbolized the things I can achieve. Each petal stands for all the times she helped me to believe. So when today my troop will honor me an Eagle Scout, I really know that it was Mom who helped me work it out. And as they hand out honors for this very special day, I hope this rose tells her all my heart can ever say. Now, if Eagle candidates would rise and present their mothers with their rose. A kiss is appropriate. The mothers receive their pin. now if we can have the fathers join the families. No, yeah, he's back here. Now, if you have a mentor's pin that you would like to present, now would be a time to do that. It is our tradition at this point to recall all the Eagle Scouts from our troop that was started in 1987. Our first Eagle Scout was Buckner Miller, Richard Dean Bays, Matthew Hughes, Damon Lesmeister, Jason Snediger, Nathan Keefe, Daniel Moran, Arthur S. Krebs III, David Ralph, Clint Beach, Raymond Blevins, Trent Gregory, Robert L. Garber III, Travis Rivas, Thomas C. Ralph, Curtis Ward Smith, Andrew David Moran, James Patrick Porter, Derek Snyder, John Crowder, Travis Ribby, Eric Osner, Paul Douglas Porter Jr., Robert Chester, John Ising III, William Dean Weldon, Colton Lee Crowder, Thomas Strickland Stewart, Brett Allen Rodeball, Sean Michael Ising, James Dakota Tucker, James Ryan Bailey, Clinton James Richardson, Aaron Lee Richardson, Kenton Wayne Carmichael, Colt Wagner, Daniel Charles Wilson, Jake Boffman, Sean William Langston Jr., Cody Wayne Dawson, Aaron Sean Dawson, Scott Michael Parmalee, Isaac Lane Kitchener, Patrick George Joplin, William Christopher McAvoy, Samuel Morris, Trenton Holt, Shushan, Luke A. Taylor, John T. Buford, Alec Schutz, Billy Sherlin, Noah Murray, John Clayton Neuenschwander, Colby Lee Gregory, Alexander Ashley, Dakota Greenwell, Rayden Worthington. On behalf of the National Office of the Boy Scouts of America, it is my privilege to present to you Eagle Scout William Schuyler Sherlin. You want him to stop that one on the way out?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was doing battery change. Ready now.
Let Michelle get her photo.
Thought it was about time for a pit stop.
On behalf of the National Office of the Boy Scouts of America, it's my privilege to present to you Eagle Scout Noah Andrew Murray. On behalf of the National Office of the Boy Scouts of America, it is my privilege to present to you Eagle Scout John Clayton Neuenschwander. On behalf of the National Office of the Boy Scouts of America, it is my privilege to present to you Eagle Scout Colby Lee Gregory. On behalf of the National Office of the Boy Scouts of America, it is my privilege to present to you Eagle Scout Alexander Gage Ashley. On behalf of the National Office of the Boy Scouts of America, it is my privilege to present to you Eagle Scout Dakota Greenwell. On behalf of the National Office of the Boy Scouts of America, it is my privilege to present to you Eagle Scout Rayden Worthington. Now, I would invite you all back to the Lakeland Scout Center, where we're going to be having a little bit of a ceremony there, nothing like this, but there'll be cake cutting, and the Eagle Scouts should all have a table there with a display for you to enjoy. So we'll have refreshments back there. We're going to do a few photographs here, so if everybody can head out that way. The last I knew, the building was open. This Court of Honor stands adjourned then. You're all dismissed.
The side door is open.